It is so sublime for your kind association. Please accept my humble obeisances at your feet. And the journey at the Sesasri was so wonderful, wonderful pastimes to absorb at those places. And if he remained sincere, Krishna revealed those things without any effort. So also I would like to welcome Puja Malla Mataji and also Nalini and Suman Singh, and also for a very short time early in the morning around 3 o'clock I think Puspanjali Devi Dasi joined for a few moments. So I really appreciate that you take your time and join and give your kind association. With those thoughts, I would like to appreciate the association of Sneha Mataji, Mule Manohar Prabhu, Parmeshwari Devi Dasi, Girivarit Hari Prabhu, Shreya Devi Dasi, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Sritala Priya Devi Dasi, Sachinandan Krishna Prabhu, Kasturi Manjari Mataji, Leela Manjari Mataji. Did I see Manmatha Anand Prabhu? I don't think so. Traveling, I think. Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, Patit Pavan Prabhu, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu, Paramanand Hari Prabhu, Nandan Priya Mataji, Sugandh Raj Prabhu, Aradhana Devi Dasi, Prafulanand Madhav Prabhu, Akshata their daughter, and I hope and pray Sripat Lalita Devi is feeling better. Hanuman Prabhu, Manani Mataji, Ravi Pipalia, Shraman Panchal Prabhu, Govinda Gita Devi Dasi, Vrajeshwari Priya Devi Dasi, Abhay Prabhu, Saraswati Devi Dasi, Tulsi Priya and Jai Govinda Prabhu, Rajendra Prabhu, Janaki Khan Prabhu, Labanga Latika Mataji, Sumitra Radha Mataji, Devendra Krishna Prabhu, Pandurang Devdas Prabhu, Damodarathi Mataji, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Pranath Gopal Prabhu, Radhika Prem Devi Dasi, Priyanka Mataji, Prathamesh Patel Prabhu, Riya Saroha, Kalpataru Mataji, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Priya Kishori Devi Dasi, Radha Seva Devi Dasi, Shakti Mataji and Mule Mohan Prabhu. Mule Mohan Prabhu, I want to visit your house. You text me which day is convenient for you. Okay? I hope you are listening.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Haribo. Shakti Mata Devi Dasi, Sarva Shakti Devi Dasi, Sri Kumar Prabhu, Sri Kansurvase Prabhu. What happened to Srinivas Charan Prabhu? He joined yesterday. And today, Prabhuji is in a deep sleep, I guess. And also, Namanand Prabhu didn't join today, Haribo. Sweti Prabhu also didn't join today, Haribo. Veena Mataji is sleeping for long, Haribo. Vijay Kasha Prabhu, Bhadrabharti Mataji, Kamal Mukha Prabhu, Madhvi Gopi Mataji, Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhi Mataji, Subhra Mataji, Kanta Mataji. Also, we are missing Vani Prabhu from Dallas for some time. Shankari Kaur Devi Dasi, Mathangi Gopi Devi Dasi, I don't know I say it or not, Balaji Prabhu, Madan Mohan Kundu Prabhu, Amit and Prem Priya Padma Mataji, Bhakti Priya Devi Dasi, Kamal Priya Devi Dasi, Manoj Kapoor Prabhu, Radha Charan Prabhu, Abhay Charan Prabhu, Shukruti Devi Dasi, Sundaralila Devi Dasi and Sundarangi Devi Dasi from Dallas, Rukmini Priya Devi Dasi, Shudhir Krishna Prabhu, Shakhi Saran Devi Dasi, Sarmishta Sahi. I didn't see Rasakita Prabhu today. Advait Prabhu, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Harikatha Devi Dasi, Balram Prabhu, Jai Sachinandan Prabhu. We are missing Pragya Nagpal and Hemangi Chauhan today. Sumit Prabhu, he promised me he will join early. Habit is hard to change. Haribol. Rati Prabhu, Suchitra Devi Dasi, Rashmi Mataji, Lekha Mataji, Thaneswar Prabhu, Arvind Prabhu and Priyanka Mataji, uh, Namapriya Devi Dasi, Ananda Leela Devi Dasi. Also, I don't have the number for Pratibha Sakhi Devi Dasi. If you know, please remind her or at least know their well-being. Shri Padma Manjari Mataji joined before 2 o'clock. Chintamani Devi Dasi. Gadadhar Chandra Prabhu didn't join today, Haribol. Santi Dadhadika Devi Dasi. And these two Matajis, Vasudha Mataji and Aditri Dixit, because of that, they have a off from the school. They are visiting their homes, and they wrote me that their family members are not favorable. So, Prabhu, we feel so sorry that we could not join. What a situation. Pitambar Priya Prabhu. Syamalila Devidasi always join early in the morning. Ranga Devidasi. Kirti Jala didn't join. Sanjay Sijapale joined today. Prasanna Visakha Devidasi joined today. Nandini Mataji joined. Hare Krishna. Tulsi Gamer. Satya Bhama Mataji joined. She was there from 2 o'clock. Rukmati Devidasi didn't join. Radhe joined. Yugal Priti Mataji joined from New York. Atulya Devidasi is there at 2 o'clock. Raksa also joined very early. And also the devotees, I have to update my list. Bhakti Priya Devidasi, Pushpanjali, as I say, joined for little, and Lata O from Central New Jersey. And as I say, welcome Suman Singh and Pooja Malla and Nalini. Also, before we play the song, I would like to share last night. I have my desire because I want to follow the instructions of His Holiness Ramapat Swami Maharaj. I was writing on the 4 different books, not to produce anything, who I am to write anything, but just to deeply impress those thoughts. I was writing on 4 topics. And normally, I don't spend that much time with His Holiness Ramapat Swami Maharaj because we always get connected through our heart. But very short, whatever is important, we just reveal. So Maharaj was taking lunch, and normally he don't entertain anybody to disturb, but Maharaj always welcomed me. So I was telling him, I said, so what's happening? So I just update what my activities are, and I was mentioning about those 4 books I'm writing. And Maharaj says, Shyam Sundar, it is not necessary. You don't need to write, you don't need to dwell. I said, Maharaj, it's really deeply affect when I write something. Maharaj said, that's okay. You must go and spend the time with the members and the devotees. That will please your Guru and Prabhupada. So I'm taking to my heart. So I request whoever wants to invite me, there is no necessity, no prasadam required unless you want to make something. Very simple. So last night I visited Thaneswar Prabhu. His good wife, Lakshmi Mataji, wonderful daughter Mohsmi, and the son Jyoti, and also Radha Charan Prabhu, and her younger daughter was also accompanied. Somebody has unmuted the phone. Can you please Thaneswar Prabhu, please mute your phone, please. So it was so nice to spend the time, wonderful family, very sincere. And this is what I like to hear the glories of the devotees. I know that they are on the call and they may not like it. But when I hear the glorification and the dedications, purities of the devotees, it's really enlightened me. When I hear from the Thaneswar Prabhu that, our Radhacharan Prabhu is so pure-hearted, that Prabhu says that he lived in Minnesota for 8 years before he came to Houston. And he said, I have attended so many Bhakti Vrukshas and we try to invite so many people. They sometimes come and then they stop. But one thing that I have noticed that whoever Radhacharan Prabhu invite, they never leave. This is something, the pure devotion, if you carry in your heart, it attracts the heart of other living being. And then also Thaneswar Prabhu was saying that he was actually asking me that should I invite Pranath Gopal Prabhu. I said, no, I will visit them separately. And he was saying that Prabhuji is so wonderful that he composed so calmly. He tackled all kind of questions so patiently, nicely, so devoted. And after the home program, they might be working so late to clean up the mess or whatever. And when you hear those things, it's melt my heart. And I want to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of all these wonderful devotees. It's not just two devotees. So that's the reason I would like to visit more and more devotees. And that's what the Ramapan Maharaj says, that it will please my Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada. So I'm always trying to at least minimum one devotee I want to visit their homes or the member. It doesn't make any difference. All of them are mangoes. All of them are part and parcel of Krishna. It's a matter of time. So if you know even your friends that they are not even coming to the temple, but if you like to approach them, please ask me, I will join you. So with those thoughts, let's hear the wonderful song today before we will read from the Krishna book. All glories to the great Vaishnavas. Hari Bol.
Hare Rama, জলয়ে মায়া জালে বাধ্য হয়ে আছো মিছে কাজলয়ে মায়া জালে বাধ্য হয়ে আজ মিছে কাজলয়ে মায়া জালে বাধ্য হয়ে আজ মিছে কাজলয়ে এখন চেতন পেয়ে রাধা মাধব নাম বল রে 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 গায় গোরা মধুর স্বরে জীবন হইল শেষ না ভজিল ঋষিকে জীবন হইল শেষ না ভজিলে ঋষিকে জীবন হইল শেষ না ভজিলে ঋষিকে জীবন হইল শেষ না ভজিলে ঋষিকে ভক্তি বিনোদ উপদেশ একবার নাম রসে মাতরে 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 গায় গোরা মধুর স্বরে গায় গোরা মধুর স্বরে গায় গোরা মধুর স্বরে গায় গোরা মধুর স্বরে জয় গৌরা নিতাই গৌরা নিতাই গৌরা নিতাই জয় গৌরা নিতাই জয় গৌরা নিতাই গৌরা নিতাই গৌরা নিতাই জয় গৌরা নিতাই জয় গৌরা নিতাই গৌরা নিতাই গৌরা নিতাই জয় গৌরা নিতাই জয় গৌরা নিতাই গৌরা নিতাই গৌরা নিতাই জয় গৌরা নিতাই
Thank you very much, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu, for playing a wonderful song of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, our great Acharya. So I was dwelling that last night when I wake up at 1 o'clock, when I read the text message from His Holiness Ramapat Swami Maharaj. He sent me late. And it shows that Krishna, he also wants to glorify his devotees. So I was just thinking when I read the text message, I say, Maharaj, why Maharaj is doing like that? Because someone has started the Japa call somewhere, and they have from 3 people to, I think it's growing to 18. And they wants to follow some models. So they were reading Japa book by Borijan Prabhu. So then they asked Maharaj that when we finish this, what other things we can read. And Maharaj knows a lot more literature than myself. But Maharaj wrote me that Shyamsundar Prabhu, please tell them, advise them which next book they should read as a meditations or something. And I was thinking, It's like Krishna give the credit to his devotees. Similarly, Maharaj is giving who I am. But this is the greatness of the saintly persons. So similarly, I felt that all these great Vaishnavas, that they are doing so many wonderful service. That's very hard to comprehend, unless we see them in actions. And I'm really, really proud of all of you, that what you do. And that's the reason I would like to know more about you. So please give me a little chance to have kind association with you all. So we will read the Krishna book. Vasudeva is really asking about the well-being of everybody, particularly for those two wonderful sons, Krishna and Balram. But Vasudeva didn't stop there. He is now inquiring about all the animals, especially the cows, were protected exactly in the manner of one's children. And Vasudeva was a Kshatriya and Nand Maharaj was a Vaishya. And it is the duty of a Kshatriya to give protections to all citizens of mankind. And it is the duty of the Vaishnavas to give protections to the cow. So the cow are the important as the citizens, just as the human citizens should be given all kind of protection. So do the cows also should be given full protection. So that's where we were reading yesterday. So Vasudeva continued to say that the maintenance of religious principles, economic development, and the satisfactory executions of meeting the demands of the senses depend on cooperation among relatives, nations, and all humanity. If you heard the class of Tamal Krishna Maharaj yesterday about the sadhana must be a topmost priority, he has mentioned this, that Aditi was lamenting and Kashyapa Muni was thinking that all these things is required, and he slowly will uplift the consciousness of Aditi Devi to get up from those and take to the shelter of Lord Sri Krishna. So similar point was there. Therefore, it is everyone's duty to see that his fellow citizen and the cows are not put into difficulty. And that's the reason my heart is there. And I think Prafulanand Madhav Prabhu has shown some interest that he will work with me to create the hospice very soon, if Krishna so desire. One should see to the peace and comfort of his fellow men and the animals. The development of religious principles, economic development, and the sense gratification can then be achieved without difficulty. Vasudeva expressed his sorrow due to not being able to give protection to his own sons, born of Devaki. And he was thinking that religious principles, economic development, and the satisfaction of his senses were therefore all lost. Hari Bol. On hearing this, Nand Maharaj replied, quote, "My dear Vasudeva, I know that you are very much aggrieved because the cruel King Kamsa has killed all your sons born of Devaki. Although the last child was a daughter, Kamsa could not kill her, and she has entered into the celestial planets. My dear friend, do not be aggrieved. We are all being controlled by our past unseen activities. Everyone is subjected to his past deeds. And one who is conversant with the philosophy of karma and its reaction is a man in knowledge. Such a person will not be aggrieved at any incident, happy or miserable, because we are the one who is creating our future. And that's the reason I highly recommend that at least we won't be able to change our past, but we can change our future. And the thoughts, whatever the thought we carry, we will be that personality later on in the future. So we have to create a wonderful thoughts in our mind and heart to change the lifestyle that we are living, giving some more importance to the things which is more important rather than drag down into these uh, non-changeable situations. We won't be able to change whatever it's coming. I think that we should realize it's just because of our misdeed that we may have performed in the previous or this life. Otherwise, there should be no suffering, no disease should enter in our body. We should be remain totally healthy without any help from outside. And we should be joyful always, no fear in our life. And it is possible. So after hearing this wonderful thing, then Vasudeva didn't stop. So he replied, quote, "My dear Nanda, if you have already paid the government taxes, then return soon to your place, because I think there may be some disturbance in Gokul." Unquote. So after the friendly conversation between Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva, Vasudeva returned to his home, and the cowherdmen headed by Nanda Maharaj, who had come to Mathura to pay their taxes, also returned. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 5th chapter of Krishna, meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva. And also this is something nice that if you listen to the class that I posted yesterday, also it shows the etiquettes, how to receive. Even the enemy comes, as long as they enter in our house, we should behave in such a way, treat them in such a way that they should not feel that I have come to the enemy house. These are some lot of etiquettes. Slowly and slowly, if we read those things, then we will act upon it. Because we are making mistakes in our life, because we have no proper knowledge. We are ignorant about the actual duty. And that's the reason we make mistakes and then we suffer. So it's always good to have some knowledge how to act. And Prabhupada is so kind, he has given so many wonderful literatures that we can dwell on it, and to seek the association of advanced devotee, follow in their footsteps, and our life will become successful. So we will start chapter 6, Putana killed. While Nand Maharaj was returning home, he considered Vasudeva's warning that there might be some disturbance in Gokul. Certainly the advice was friendly and not false. So Nand Maharaj thought, quote, "There is some truth in it," unquote. Therefore, out of fear, he began to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is quite natural for a devotee in danger to think of Krishna, because he has no other shelter. When a child is in danger, he takes shelter of his mother or father. Similarly, a devotee is always under the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when he specifically sees some danger, he remembers the Lord very rapidly. And that's the reason all these great personality always pray to Krishna, "Please bring with me the miserable life. Please bring me all the trouble at every step, because then we will never forget you. And by remembering you, we will become free from the cycle of birth and death." So this suffering, material suffering, is nothing. It's bodily, always giving some problem, and it will continue to do so. That should not hamper our devotional practices. After consulting with his demoniac minister, Kamsa instructed a witch named Putna, who knew the black art of killing small children by ghastly, sinful methods, to kill all kind of children in the cities, village, and pasturing ground. Remember, they say whoever has taken birth within 10 days in all Brajbhumi, just kill them. Such witches can play their black art only where there is no chanting or hearing of the holy name of Krishna. And I have experienced this, I have seen some snake when I was walking on the ground. And as soon as you just remember Hare Krishna, they will turn away. They will say, okay, this is the Krishna devotee. I don't want to disturb them. At least I have experienced one time in my life. It is said that whenever the chanting of the holy name of Krishna is done, even negligently, all bad elements, witches, ghosts, and dangerous calamities immediately disappear. Krishna is so kind. Just by remembering him, we can live very peacefully. And this is certainly true of the place where the chanting of the holy name of Krishna is done seriously, especially in Vrindavan, when the Supreme Lord was personally present. And that's the reason we always go to Vrindavan to chant every morning. Therefore, the doubts of Nand Maharaj were certainly based on affection for Krishna. Actually, there was no danger from the activities of Putna, despite her powers. Such witches are called khechari, which ways they can fly in the sky. This black art of witchcraft is still practiced by some women in the remote northwestern side of India. I have experienced myself in my village. There used to be a one, and we have cows and buffaloes. And she will come and beg for some milk. And somehow or other, but if you are not aware of it, your mother didn't tell you, and if you denied her, you will see that the cow will not let you milk them for a couple of days until you do something. I don't know what was my mother was doing, but I have seen that also in my life. They can transport themselves from one place to another on the branch of an uprooted tree. Putna knew this witchcraft, and therefore she is described in the Bhagavatam as khechari. Also, I have seen those, these souls that they have committed suicide or feel unfulfilled and untimely, not sanctioned by Krishna. Those souls, it's very difficult to get that body. So they enter into some people's body also. And also I have experienced my own sister. And sometime when that personality appeared in her body, she will just, saying so many nonsense things. Oh, you are doing this, you are blaspheming family members and like that. So we were very worried. She was also very skinny. That happened in the early, my childhood time. And then one person says that, when she acts like that, it is not her. It is somebody else is taking over her body. So when she acts like that, don't worry about it. You just slap her, beat her up, and she will not feel any pain. But the person who is taking over your body, they will feel the pain and then they will live. And same thing happened, my elder brother has the guts to do this, to beat the sister like that, and I witnessed it. And since that day, she has no problem. Then another time, my elder brother was really, really strong in those things. He was never afraid of anything. So when we have the Navratri, then in the village, what they do is the last house, if they have that, like a earthen pot, they had the hole, and then they put the light lamp inside and then put all the flowers in the holes, decorate that earthen pot. And then they do the garba around that. So they will start from the one house in the last house from that street in my village, and then they will play one garba, and then they will move that earthen pot and put to the neighbor's pot together, two of them. Then they will do one garba. Then they will lift up those two earthen pot to the third neighbor, and then they will perform one. So it's like that. And there was a uh, what that we call the who cut the hair, uh, barber. So the barber, he will sit and he will just like rotate them like this. And somebody told that he's suffering because it's not that easy to do those movements with the body for hours, and he will never stop, and he will never allow to pick those earthen pot and go to the next house. So that's what he was stopping. And somebody told my brother that take that we used to make the cow dung patty, and he said that put some coals, burning coal, and then you put the red chili in it and let him smell. And my brother, elder brother, he was always really, really powerful. He don't afraid. So he did it to the barber. And that barber was praising my elder brother. My brother name was Bhikkhu. He said, Bhikkhu, you really helped me. Otherwise, I was suffering like anything. So those are some of the things. If you see something happen like that, use some daring power. If the country allows, don't do it in US, they will put you in jail. We don't want to spend our time behind a bar unnecessarily. So where we are, black art, huh? Yeah. Which is ghost and dangerous calamity, immediately disappear. That is certainly true of the place where the chanting of the holy name of Krishna is done seriously. I was not aware of that at that time, especially in Vrindavan, when the Supreme Lord was personally present. Therefore, the doubt of Nand Maharaj were certainly based on affection for Krishna. Actually, there was no danger from the activity of Putna, despite her powers, such witches are called Khichari, which means they can fly in the sky. And this black art of the witchcraft is still practiced by some women in the remote northwestern side of India. That's where we were. They can transfer themselves from one place to another on the branch of an uprooted tree. Putna knew this witchcraft, and therefore she is described in the Bhagavatam as Khichari. So Putna entered the county of Gokul, the residential quarter of Nanda Maharaj, without any permission, dressing herself just like a beautiful woman. And she entered the home of Mother Yashoda. Oh, it's already 6:58. I think we should stop here. And that Mother, the Putana is entering in the house of Nanda Baba house. It's easy to continue this wonderful pastime of Krishna. So thank you very much. Again, sorry that I take 3 more minutes of your valuable time. Please forgive me. We should be always punctual. With those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful, happy, and without any fear. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the dusk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavi who take so many austerity. And now we see that by 2 o'clock, we have about 10 devotees between 2 a.m. to 2 or 7 a.m. 10 devotees. That's wonderful. I really, today, even when I joined at 2 o'clock sharp, 7 devotees were already there online before me. Great determination. So I would like to offer my humble obeisances for these wonderful devotees who joined from Aurora, India, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Tempe, Phoenix, College Station, Austin, San Jose, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Berlin, Dhaka, Orlando, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, New Delhi, Loganville, Georgia, and also those two girls that we pray that Krishna one day give them the opportunity that they can chant. How dedicated they must be, that the family member doesn't support and still they wants to chant. And while studying in the university, the both Matajis are studying. It shows a great determination. I really moved by that dedication, so I can't withhold. But sometimes some devotee didn't give me the contact number, so I cannot contact. So I reach out to them that what happened? Are you okay, both of you? And because they are living in the same, sharing the room. And she wrote that, yes, Prabhu, now we have off in our college, so we are visiting our home, and our family doesn't like if we chant Hare Krishna. So that's the reason we are unable to attend. But as soon as we will start our school, we will again join. What a great determination, while studying. Also, they take seriously despite this difficulty. So what to speak of us, at least I can say for myself, useless person, nothing to do, retard, lazy life. But that's what it is. So thank you very much. And Murli Mohan Prabhu, you let me know so I can visit you. Saturday morning, I have already appointment to visit somebody. But Saturday afternoon is okay. Unless we have some temple program, you check it. I don't check too often. My wife always tell me if any program is at the temple, otherwise I don't read those emails. So, but you select any day, I can available on Sunday also, lunchtime, or next week, whenever, and other devotees also, whoever has anything. I would like to visit many, many devotees. Yeah, if I can visit 2-3 devotees a week, wonderful. I will spend the time. I will come early and I'll leave early. But always it's end up. Like yesterday also, by the time I reached home was 9:20 p.m. But that's okay. It's so sublime. You enjoy, you get the association of wonderful, dedicated devotees. It inspires you within your heart. When I hear about the Pranat Gopal Prabhu's, magnanimity and compassion and mild nature, he's a very nice person, actually. I like the Pratyons and Rushabh Dev, the two wonderful sons. They are the most lovable children. I like them very much. So it's nice to hear. And the Radhacharan Prabhu, and they live very close. So I said, because Radhacharan Prabhu's wife didn't came, so I said, I want to see your good wife. So he said, yes, Prabhu, we can walk. So we walked to their house, visited, have little discussion and some information, whatever it happened. We live up to Krishna, how the discussion goes. I don't plan anything. Whatever comes, any words from my mouth, or when the devotee asks some questions, we release those moments. And I would like to see everybody remain happy, healthy. And there are some things that I can share with you, some of the tricks. It may not work for you, but most of the people it has worked. So remain healthy. You don't need to take all these kind of nonsense medicines and take shelter of those nonsense doctors. They always want you to keep you sick so their business grows. That's all it is. And what the doctor can do, I was just thinking how pity situation of the doctor is, right? That they have a knowledge, but what they can do, they just prescribe the medicine. That's all they can do. And those are the mafias who make these medicines. They are the one who put the killer in the medicines to keep you always miserable. Like in a hospital, I have heard now, that the hospital even force the doctors to bring the patient, even though they don't need the surgery. And they will say, you have a blockage. Who knows what they do? I was thinking, is all this thing is smart thing. People can and turn into and change those things. Even though you don't have anything, they may do something to convince you that you have this disease. I remember, I don't want to take a lot of time, but one of my friend, he was working with the Axon Corporation. I have said this thing, but not all the time same devotees are there, so there is nothing wrong to share again. And he has some pain in the stomach. And he tried everything, whatever home remedy, and didn't work. And then, because he was working with the Axon, he has the good health insurance. So he went to the hospital and they were taking all kind of tests. They kept him for 45 days, every single day running different tests on this. And he said, I cannot, and Vijay Keshav Prabhu can attest how much blood they suck from your body for testing, unlimited tubes. He stayed for 6 weeks. And you know what was the final outcome? They couldn't figure it out why the pain was there. And what did they do? In 6 weeks, more than $100,000 of bills. Insurance company have to pay. And if you have this is something that it's really hurt, that if you want to take the naturopathic treatments, the government doesn't want to pay you a single penny, where they can save thousands and thousands of dollars by taking those naturopathic treatments. But they don't encourage, because that's the mafia is holding the lobby. They are the one who's funding their election campaign, and they have to listen. This is what is happening in this world, dear brother and sister. My son works in the hospital at cardiac ICU, and he shares so many things. People are suffering. What can be done? Because they have no proper diet, and also we are not taking care of the body that we need to do. And we see that all these Goswamis, they were living underneath the tree. Every night they were living in different tree, and they were in Brajadam. So many cold in the winter time in Vrindavan, it get cold. And in the summer it get hot. Like a Govardhan Hill is the hottest spot on the world, 140 degrees. And they were living underneath the tree. So these material limitations come when we are bodily identification. But once you go beyond that, I think that people can walk through the fire and nothing will happen. But because we have not yet purified our senses and we are still materially entangled and identified with whoever is related to with our body, they are the dear one, not the other people. This is the root cause of our suffering. When I was working, I have said this thing, but it's so nice to hear that I was working, I was a supervisor, supervising different manager of different real estate properties. And as soon as the owner's daughter got married, the son-in-law, he became my supervisor. So I went to that, he comes to the temple still and he wants to hug me, all the time. Shyam, can I hug you? I said, okay. So I went to his office and I said, what kind of this management structure you have? Just because this person married your daughter, he is now my supervisor? What does he know? He doesn't know anything. And I'll have to work under him. And they knows it. I never listen to those people anyway. So It was very nice. But this is what it is. We can see it, that this is the world is running on the money and the whoever we are close to, we cannot provide the justice. So what? He is a son-in-law if he has to become qualified to work as that capacity. Without having the qualification, you don't give that position. I will not do that personally myself. This is how the world is. But that's something that we should learn. This world is teaching us so many wonderful things. If we keep our vision open, just see it around you, how the things is deteriorating at every single day, you know, and still we think that we will live happily here. And my son warned me yesterday, Daddy, you don't say harsh word to anybody. These are all devotees. They are volunteer. They don't have to join your call. So I have to be very, very careful what I say. He said, Daddy, no. I said, Jagannath, I like them. I want to help them. And they understand my mood. It's not that I'm trying to put them down or anything. But he said, no, no, Daddy. No, you please be kind to them. I said, okay. So I have to listen to my son. Haribo. Thank you very much again. Have a blissful day and enjoy your life. As I said to the American boys I was talking, just take day by day. Like when we wants to chant, just do one mantra at a time. Just don't worry about how bad or how good you chanted previous mantra, how good or bad you are going to chant the next mantra. Stay at the present time. Just utilize the current time, chanting that mantra that you are chanting. Similarly, when you wake up in the morning, you just say, today is my last day in this world. And don't worry about if you are not going to live tomorrow, why you worry about all future things. Just live up to Krishna. Dedicate your life. Early in the morning, there is no boss can do anything. This is the time that we should purchase. Most important time that nobody can stop you. You go to the bed and yesterday you class, here my Gurudev class, he always say, most important thing in the spiritual life is go to the bed early. And it's up to us how serious we are. If you go bed at 8 o'clock, what is the problem? Waking up at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Madan Mohan Kundu Prabhu, you have to work around that situation now. Did you hear the class?
Yes. No, I don't use alarm clock. I don't like alarm. I just wake up. That's all.
Oh, I see. Wonderful. You are so determined. I told Madan Mohan Kundu Prabhu that he was joining at 5 o'clock. So I said, incremental. Please join by 4:45. And every single day since then, he has joined before 4:45. I'm so pleased and I'm so happy to have your association, Prabhuji. It's so wonderful.
It's my pleasure that I have your association.
It's so nice.
Dhanyavad, Prabhu.
Dhanyavad, Prabhu.
Prabhu, would you please draft that letter for the mayor this weekend? Because next week I have to go to the mayor's office.
Okay. Why don't you, Prabhu, you are expert. You are the professor. You deal with so many things.
I know, but I don't have the religious background that you have.
No. So what you do, you just write it, Prabhu.
Okay.
And then I will insert and I will modify.
Okay. All right.
How about that?
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Because I want to see, because these people,